Okay guys, so this is your review for test number 1. Okay, we're going to go through this to help you get ready for your test. So number 1 says rewrite the following expressions using exponents. So notice when it says rewrite, all we're doing is rewriting the expressions in a different way. We don't use our calculator to find any numerical value. So I'm going to look at how many p's I have, and I'm going to rewrite those p's using exponents. So p, and then I know it's being multiplied 4 times. So it's p to the 4th power. I'm going to use a dot as my multiplication sign, not an x, times y. And it is being multiplied 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So it's times y to the 7th power. The next one, the base is all the same. It's all 12. It's being multiplied 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So these are my answers. I don't have to evaluate anything. Okay? So, number 2. In a 36-hour period, there are 129,600 seconds. What is the number written in scientific notation? Notice, they gave me this 36-hour period, but I don't care about that number. Okay, all I care about is this one. So I'm going to write it right here. Sorry, 129,600. So, right now this is a whole number. The decimal is here. But to change it to scientific notation, I would need to move it between the 1 and the 2. I would have to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So now it's going to be 1.296. I can drop the ending zeros times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4 to the 5th power. That's a positive 5 because this is a large number. Okay? If it was a small number, I would have a negative exponent. Okay, the next one is talking about rational numbers. We need to find out which of these numbers is rational but not whole. Okay, so I'm going to look through here. Pi is definitely not rational. It's irrational. So that one can't be our answer. Okay, which number is rational but not whole? This one is a fraction, right? I can divide negative 21 by 7. That gives me negative 3. Okay, that's an integer, but not a whole number. So it's technically rational, but not whole. We're going to keep that one in mind. Okay, 101 is not rational. Oh, I'm sorry, it is.
Wait. Okay.
So C is 101. So that is rational, okay, and whole. We want one that's not whole. Okay, so this one can't be it either. So 81 divided by 9, okay, it can go in evenly 9 times, okay? So that one is also rational and whole, okay? We want one that is not. So our answer is B, okay, because a whole number can't be negative. Okay, number 4, the area of a square window is 49 inches squared. What is the length of one side of the window? So I'm going to draw myself a pretty little square window. Okay, the area is 49. Okay, so I want to know which one side times the other side will give me 49. So this is S and this is S. S squared, S times itself will give me that 49. I want to do the opposite of squaring, which is square rooting. So the square root of 49 will give me S. What is the square root of 49? 7. So 7 inches is my answer. Okay, Julian has an ant collection of 2 different species of ants. The army ant has a population of 1,420,000, while the carpenter ant's population is 3,500,000. Write the total of Julian's ant population in scientific notation. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to add the 2 together because when I'm finding a total, I add the two sums, or add the two totals together. So, you should be able to just line these up. Probably take you just as much time on the calculator. 2 plus 0 is 2. 4 plus 5 is 9. 3 plus 1 is 4. I'm going to add my commas in there. That's 4,920,000. So this is a whole number. My decimal is here at the end. I want it to be in between the 4 and the 9. So I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. To rewrite it, I would say 4.92 times 10, and then I said I moved it 6 times, so my exponent is 6. So that really big number, we just wrote it in a much easier way using scientific notation. Okay, number 6, evaluate each expression. This is your key word to do the math if you can't use a calculator, or you can just put it in your calculator, okay, if you're an 8th grader. So, 5 to the negative 3 power. Okay, all I would do is go to a calculate screen. I'm going to put it in parentheses just like they have it, okay, because I do whatever's there. Raise it to the negative 3 power. Bada bing, bada boom, 1 over 125. That's my answer. Okay, the next one, 3 squared over 4 to the 3rd power. I could write it out, 3 times 3 over 4 times 4 times 4. Okay, or stick it in your calculator. Control divide will let you put in a fraction just like that. 3 squared on top, 4 to the 3rd power on the bottom will give you 9 over 64. Okay, the last one, negative 8. Oops, not negative 80. And then I'm going to raise it to the positive 7 power. Okay, that is a huge number, right? So, that's why we use our calculators. Okay, so negative 2,097,152 is the answer to that 3rd one. Okay, the next one, number 7. Which number in the list below is the smallest? Okay, so make sure once you find the answer, you go back and make sure that it's the smallest one. Okay, so I have 3/8. I have 0.384. I'm sorry, 3/86. I have 4 over 9. I have 3%. And I have 1. Then we're going to record it in our little griddable down here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is make them all the same kind of number. I'm going to make them all decimals. So 3/8 is 0.375. I'm going to leave that guy alone. And then 4/9 is 0.44 repeating. Okay, that's definitely not the smallest. 3%. Okay, remember Dr. Pepper. If I want to go from a percent to a decimal, I have to move my decimal place 2 spaces to the left. So it's a whole number. It's here. 1, 2. So 0.03. The next one is 1. Okay, which of those is the smallest? 0.03. So here's my decimal. They already have it in there for me. And then 0.3 would go right here. I would fill in the 0 and I would fill in the 3. Okay, I don't have to put zeros over here if I don't want to. Okay, so make sure you're filling in those bubbles too. Okay, number 8. Which of the following numbers belongs in the whole number category? Okay, so a -10, that would be in integers, but not the whole numbers. 1.5, that's a decimal, right? That would just be rational. 0 would be in the whole numbers, right? So that one looks good. And then 1/2 would also just be rational. Okay, so 0 is our only option for a whole number. Okay, the last one, number 9. Which statement is not true? Okay, they're not going to bold it, they're not going to make it bigger. You have to be able to find that not and make sure you choose which one is not true. So, negative 45 is an integer. Is that not true? No, that's true. Okay, so we can't choose that one. 0 is a natural number. No, 0 is only in the whole number, integer category, or rational category. It is not natural. 1/2 is rational, but not an integer. Okay, that's right. Okay, so we need to backtrack a little bit because 0 is a natural number. That one was not true. I even confused myself. So that one could be our answer. Okay, if these other ones check out. So 1/2 is rational, but not an integer. Okay, that one's true. I'm tripping myself up here. So 1/2 is rational, but not an integer. That one is true. Okay, an integer would be a negative or positive whole number. Okay, so we can't choose C. Pi is irrational. Okay, pi never ends and it never repeats, so it is irrational. That one is also true. So our only possible choice, 0 is a natural number. Okay, that's totally right. That one is not true. Okay, 0 belongs in the whole number category.